Hey nerds, welcome back to the Nexus, and it is officially time for the one announcement that I know a lot of you have been waiting for. It's time to make our shirts because our Kickstarter has been approved, and that means it's time for the Soulbenders apparel. So like I said, my Kickstarter finally got approved. Y'all, they were trying to tell me that the reason that my Kickstarter wasn't getting approved was because my stuff was AI. And while I'm flattered, unlike these AI slop people, like I actually draw this with my own. Everything's been drawn by me. So I literally had to fight them and prove to them that I drew everything myself and that it's not AI. It was a whole thing. Either way, the pre-launch page is listed down below in the description box. We are launching June 20th, which is this weekend. And so let's just talk about it. I took notes on my phone so that I can make sure that I hit everything that I want to talk about today. So let's start from the beginning. If you're new here, hi, I am Brittany. I am the owner of the Melanin Nexus, but I also run an art business called Melanin Eclectic. And I think it was a couple years ago, my friends and I cosplayed as the characters from Avatar: The Last Airbender. And it also prompted me to draw this idea where I was like, oh my God, an earthbender pick would be pretty dope. From that earthbender pick, it led to, a black girl earthbender, what would she be like? And it ended up me creating somebody from each of the bending and kind of creating my own story about them. Again, you can check out the story on my Kickstarter if you want to see each one of them. Like I said, so we have the Earthbenders, Hakeem and Sierra. We have our Airbenders, Anthony and Keisha. We have our Firebenders, Adrian and Jayla. And then we have our Waterbenders, Jordan and Tati. Each one of these characters are fanfic characters that I created with the idea of what if black people were in the bender world? I mean, because I feel like we should be. And even though I don't like to mention that first movie, they did kind of make it seem like earthbenders were black people, but that's neither here nor there. I say all of that to say these are my own characters that I drew with my own hands. The locks on Jayla alone took me like 6-7 hours, and it's 3 layers deep of definition to define the locks. So I just want to point that out. Again, this is not AI. This is all my art. And basically, I call them soul benders because our power, our magical ability is just from the soul of being black, in my opinion. And so I always say, like, we are magical, and I want to make sure that that's something that I translated into this. Obviously, y'all know I am an Avatar fan, so adding us into the fandom was great. Your reactions to adding them to the fandom is what prompted this Kickstarter in the first place. So I'm very grateful for you all. I really thank you guys for just appreciating the art and wanting the art, and it's just nice to see them on shirts. So yeah, it did take a while. We had to do some trial and error with the types of shirts that we're going to be making them on. This is in fact the color that all of them will be on. It is called sand, and I have tested out multiple shirts throughout this year to test their wearability, test like the different types of prints I'm able to do. And so I finally picked one that I like and that I'm able to show you guys today. So a lot of people might ask, why Kickstarter? You have a website. Why not just put it on your website? And I'm going to be real with y'all. The price. There is a lot of overhead and upfront costs that comes to manufacturing apparel that at this current time, Melanin Eclectic nor I are just in a place where I feel safe enough to do that. I personally just want to make sure, like, there's a lot of things you guys don't know about. Like, there was a lot of sampling that went into this, a lot of different t-shirts, a lot of different companies. There was a lot of sampling that went on into this, and that was already the upfront cost that I was paying. And then when I actually did all the math for how much it costs to produce enough and with enough sizes, that was proving to be something that was a little bit too much for me to take on. And so basically, with Kickstarter, I'm able to gauge like the interest before I put all of my own money into it. So if we fund it together, then that means that this is definitely something that you guys are interested in, and it's definitely something I should invest more money in. And so the easiest way to gauge that without the risk of taking on too much overhead costs and not making any profit It's a Kickstarter. So if you don't know what a Kickstarter is a crowdfunding platform that enables you to basically get support from your audience, from your supporters, to build to bring a project that you have to life. I have done 3 other Kickstarters. Ironically, the last one was for enamel pins of the female Soulbenders, and unfortunately, that one also released at like the worst time. It released like right at the beginning of COVID. It was a mess. So I did not, in fact, get that one launched. But I'm hoping that with this resurgence and that with my new supporters, hey y'all, hey, I've gotten a lot of y'all in the last couple months. Hopefully we can revamp that one and I'll be able to do the enamel pins for the guys and the girls. So hopefully that works. Again, right now we're focusing on t-shirts, and this is our goal. And so what will happen with Kickstarter is once it opens on Saturday, you will be able to make what's called a pledge. And with the pledge, you'll be able to decide how many t-shirts you buy or how many t-shirts you don't buy, and you'll be able to add on. I'm getting ahead of myself though. Let me go back to my notes. Before I talk about how to do it, let's talk about the rewards. So the rewards of this pledge are obviously the t-shirts. And lucky for you guys, I have 15 different designs you can choose from. You do not have to pick them at the beginning of the pledge. You will be sent a survey if this campaign is successful. You'll be sent a survey after it to tell me how many you want and what design, or to tell me which designs you want. So of course I have the individuals. So for each one, we'll have the individual shirts. That's what you're going to be seeing right now on the screen. And you can pick any of the ones you want. Then we also have the ones like this where you can get both of them on one shirt. And then we have 3 group ones. So we have the team, the gang, and the baddies. Kind of self-explanatory, but the team is obviously reminiscent of that team. And then the baddies are all of the girls. And then gang is my dudes. And I must say, I made these dudes very attractive and I'm really proud of myself. But anyways, so that is the main reward. I do have some add-ons, and depending on how well this campaign does, we will be adding more add-ons to it. So basically what the add-on is after you pledge your reward for how many t-shirts you want, then you'll be able to, you'll be able to add on, I have bookmarks. So this is the Firebender bookmark. So this is the front and the back, the Waterbender bookmark, front and back, the Air bookmark, front and back, and the Earthbender bookmark, front and back. I'm a reader, so obviously we got to come up with some bookmarks. We also have the chance to get one of the group stickers in vinyl. The vinyl stickers will be 4 inches. They're going to be pretty big stickers. So you can also add those on as well. And that is where we are right now. That is the base. So basically, if we make a certain amount, I have it listed, we will be able to introduce hoodies. Now, hoodies is something that I will be showcasing with you guys if we reach the amount. And mainly because like my sample is not ready for the hoodies, because the hoodies was a late request by some customers. And so I figured if we reach everything that we need to reach for the t-shirts, then we can add hoodies onto this thing. And honestly, I have some other ideas for some other add-ons and potential freebies. So it all depends on how well this campaign does. So you got to share this with your homies, because it's important that we do it. We got 30 days to make this happen, and I believe in us. I was saying that I have a very large list of stretch goal ideas, but I want to see how well we do. And if you're wondering, like, yes, there are other ways that I could have done this, but I'm really hoping that with this, we're kind of jump-starting Melanin Eclectic's new design ideas. I have tons of things I want to get done with you guys. And so this is kind of helping me do that. It's kind of helping me say, y'all want this. So here's what you can do. For me, there's a link down below. It's the pre-launch page. Please click that link, save it, like it, and everything, because on the day of launch, I will have a 48-hour early bird special. So early bird special means that you'll be able to get the rewards at a slightly cheaper price than what you will get at the regular Kickstarter price. And of course, all Kickstarter prices are cheaper than what it will be on my website once we're done with this whole process. So if you want the best deal, obviously early bird is where you should go, but the early bird only lasts until Monday. So, well, it launches on the 20th, so it only lasts until the 22nd. So keep that in mind, budget accordingly. A couple of notes for Kickstarter. One, once you make a pledge, you are able to change your pledge at any time during this campaign. So I'll keep reminding you guys about that. I will be updating you guys via Kickstarter and via making videos, how the process is going. You could follow me on my Instagram, of course, and that's another place where you can get more information. Like I said, as we have more add-ons or as we reach certain milestone goals, I'll be able to introduce more items into the Kickstarter. And like I said, you'll be able to make changes based on what I add and everything. You don't have to worry about picking a size. By the way, we go up to 5X. You don't have to worry about picking a size or picking the design specifically. And for the t-shirts until after the campaign is picked. For the add-ons, I have everything already separated, so you can just kind of pick which one you want and go from there. Shipping wise, we do ship everywhere, but we are not responsible for the VAT, nor are we responsible for the extra tariffs that may be added onto that. On the Kickstarter, there is a estimation of how much shipping will cost that you guys should take into consideration when you're purchasing. If you guys have any questions, of course, let me know down below. I'm very excited that this is finally happening. I'm finally bringing the Soulbender apparel to life. And if this works, this means that we're putting artwork on more things. And let me know, what else would you like to see the Soulbenders on? T-shirts, tote bags, let me know down below in the comment section. Thank y'all so much for helping me bring this to reality. Don't forget to share this with your friends. Don't forget to share this. The pre-launch page is on my thing right here, so please check it out. And until the next video, nerds, bye.